the Cat, A Pet for Pete by James Dean. Read aloud by Big Papa Scott. Pete is going to the pet store. He is going to get a pet. Pete wants a bird, a hamster, or a lizard. But when Pete sees a goldfish, that's what I want, he tells his mom. Pete takes Goldie to his room. He feeds her fish food. Now what? asks Pete. He can't play with Goldie. He can't swim with her. Pete knows what he can do. Pete paints a picture of Goldie. He paints 4 fins and an orange tail. What a pretty painting, says Pete's mom. You can keep it, says Pete. Cool painting, says Bob. Can you make one for me? Sure, says Pete. Pete paints a picture for Bob. Wow, says Bob. It looks just like Goldie. Bob shows Pete's painting to his friend Tom. Now Tom wants a painting too. Pete paints another picture of Goldie to take to school for show and tell. I wish I had a picture of Goldie, says Benny. I'll make you one, says Pete. Everyone in Pete's class wants a painting of Goldie. Pete's grandma wants a painting too. Pete has a lot to do. He has to feed Goldie. He has to do his homework. Pete paints and paints. He makes paintings for everyone on the list. At last, Pete is done. He worked hard. There is no paint left. Pete's paintings are a big hit. Pete is happy to be done. But Pete is not done. Now everyone in town wants a painting of Goldie. Pete gets more paint. I don't know what to do, he says to his mom. I wish I could paint pictures for everyone. I just don't have time. Pete's mom has an idea. She tells it to Pete. Great idea, says Pete. Pete gets right to it. This time he works outside and makes a huge painting. Honk, honk, beep, beep, here comes Pete. He has made one painting of Goldie for everyone in town to enjoy. What a great day! When Pete gets home, he tells the real Goldie all about it. The end. Pete the Cat, Cavecat Pete by James Dean. Read aloud by Big Papa Scott. Cavecat Pete wakes up early. The sun is shining. The birds are singing. Today is going to be a great day, Pete thinks. But then Pete's bed starts to shake. His friend Vinny the Velociraptor is coming to visit. It's a perfect day for a picnic, says Vinny. What a great idea, says Pete. Who should we invite? Everyone, Vinny yells. Right on, says Pete. Pete loves picnics. He heads out to invite all his friends. First, Pete finds his good friend, Ethel the Apatosaurus. To get her attention, Pete climbs all the way to the top of the tallest tree. Would you like to come to a picnic? Pete asks. I love to, says Ethel. What can I bring? How about a really big salad? Pete suggests. What a great idea, says Ethel. I'm on it. Pete wanders along the river. He sees T-Rex. T-Rex plays guitar. T-Rex is awesome. Hey, T-Rex, Pete yells. Want to come to a picnic? Sweet, says T-Rex. Can I bring my guitar? Definitely, says Pete. We could jam. Count me in, says T-Rex. Okay if I bring Al the Allosaurus? He's a whiz on the drums. The more the merrier, says Pete. Pete sees his friend Terry the pterosaur in the sky. Hi, Pete, she calls. Pete invites Terry to the picnic too. Would you mind giving me a lift? Pete asks. Sure, says Terry. Climb aboard. Pete sees the spiked tail of his main man, Skip the Stegosaurus. How are you feeling today, Skip? Pete asks. Skip has been sick with the sniffles. Better, says Skip. Thanks for asking. You up for a picnic? I think so, says Skip. I'd hate to miss the fun. It's almost time for the picnic. Cavecat Pete rushes through the forest. He doesn't want to be late. Whoops! Pete trips over Trini the Triceratops. We're playing hide and seek, she says before Pete can ask what she was doing. I think I hit a little too well. How long have you been there? Asked Pete. What's today? Asked Trini. Well, all the dinosaurs are going to be at the picnic grounds. Want to come? Pete asks. What a great idea. Maybe somebody there will play hide and seek with me. It's time for the picnic. Vinny and Ethel are setting up the picnic tables. T-Rex and Al are warming up to play some tunes. Terry and Trini are playing hide and seek. Even Skip seems to be enjoying himself. It doesn't get any better than this, Pete says. T-Rex comes over then. Hey, Pete, he asks, is there anything else to eat? I'm a carnivore. I don't eat salad. Trini comes over. Terry is cheating at hide and seek. She's flying around and peeking. Skip comes over. I don't feel so good, he says, and he sneezes. The dinosaurs all start to argue. The picnic will be ruined if Pete doesn't do something. He leans over to Al and says, Can you give me a beat? Pete takes out his guitar and he starts to sing. Before long, everyone is having a great time. You know, T-Rex tells Ethel, I've never actually tried salad before. Try it, says Pete. I bet you like it. T-Rex tastes the salad. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Yum, says T-Rex. This salad is delicious. Everyone grabs a plate and digs in. Everyone decides to play hide and seek. Pete is happy that everyone is getting along. He feels lucky to have such great friends. This was the best picnic ever, everyone agrees. It was the best picnic because you guys are the best friends ever, Pete says, and no one can argue with that. The end. Pete the Cat, Construction Destruction by James Dean. Read aloud by Big Papa Scott. Recess! Pete shouts as the bell rings. But when Pete gets outside to play, oh no! The playground is a disaster. The swings are broken, the slide is rusty, and the sandbox is full of weeds. Pete makes plans for a new playground. Wow, says Principal Nancy. Can you really build that? Not by myself, says Pete. I'm going to need some help. Whatever you need, Pete, it's yours. The next day, Pete arrives at the playground before school. The construction crew is already there. He gives them a go-ahead to tear down the old playground. Creak, crash! Down goes the slide. Clink, clank! Down goes the swings. Bang, boom! Down goes the tower. Honk, honk! The truck arrives to recycle all the metal. Rumble, rumble, honk, honk! The new playground equipment has arrived. It is time to get to work. The cement mixer will pour concrete. The dump truck will bring sand and dirt. The backhoe will dig. The whole team will get the job done. Clunk, whack, thud. Building a playground is hard work. The new playground is cool, but it's not cool enough. What do you think? Pete asked, holding up his latest plans. It will be too hard to build, says one of the workers, and everything is almost finished, says another. But it will make this the best playground ever, Pete says. Then let's do it, the workers say. Screwdrivers twist in screws. Wrenches tighten the nuts. The workers try to make everything perfect. Hooray! The new playground is ready. Everyone is amazed until creak, creak, creak. Smash, crunch, thud. Oh no, says Principal Nancy, as the new playground crashes to the ground. The pieces are all mixed up. Everyone is disappointed, except for Pete. It's not how we planned it, Pete shouts. It's even better. This playground is filled with surprises and places to explore. The school playground is the most amazing playground ever. Sometimes you got to dare to dream big. The end. Pete the Cat, 5 Little Pumpkins by James Dean. Read aloud by Big Papa Scott. 5 little pumpkins. Sitting on a gate. The first one said, "Oh my, it's getting late." The second one said, "There are witches in the air." The third one said, "But we don't care." The fourth one said, "Let's run and run and run." The fifth one said, "I'm ready for some fun." Ooh, ooh, went the wind. and out went the lights. And the 5 little pumpkins rolled out of sight. Happy Halloween! Trick or treat! The end. Pete the Cat. Go, Pete, go! By James Dean. Read by Big Papa Scott. It's a beautiful day, and Pete the Cat has decided to take his bike for a ride. Nothing makes Pete happier than the feeling the sun on his fur and the breeze on his face. Vroom, vroom! Turtle has a new race car. Who wants to have a race? He says. Not me, says Grumpy Toad. My motorcycle has a flat tire. Not me, says Emma. My car's too old and slow. Not me, says Cowie. My bus is a work of art. It's not meant for racing. I'll race you, says Pete, knowing how much Turtle likes to race. But your bike has no motor, says Turtle. My race car's super quick. I'll win for sure. That's okay, says Pete. I just want to try my best and have fun. Everyone is excited for the big race. On your mark, get set, go, Callie shouts. Turtle steps on the gas pedal and vroom, zooms away. Pete waves goodbye and then pedals off. Pete sees Turtle up ahead. Turtle slows down to let Pete catch up. Check this out, shouts Turtle. He presses a button and fins appear. Now Turtle's race car goes even faster. Vroom, vroom. Pete's bike doesn't have fins, but he does have a basket. He stops and takes out a tasty red apple. Nothing is better than a tasty red apple on a beautiful day. Turtle sees that Pete is way behind. He spies a diner up ahead. Might as well grab a bite to eat, Turtle says, as he pulls into the parking spot. Yum, says Turtle, eating a grilled cheese sandwich. He is in no rush. He is sure he will win the race. Dessert? The waitress asks. Don't mind if I do, Turtle says. While Turtle finishes his lunch, Pete continues pedaling. The sun is high and the breeze is blowing. It's a beautiful day for a race. Pete sees Turtle leaving the diner. Pete waves hello, but Turtle doesn't wave back. Turtle just jumps in his car and peels off. I guess he didn't see me, Pete shrugs. But Turtle did see Pete. He knows that Pete isn't going to give up easily. So Turtle presses a button and his tires inflate into mag wheels that let him swerve around the curves at top speed. Vroom! Pete passes a rose bush as he goes around the curve. Pete knows he should keep racing, but he can't resist. The roses are just so beautiful. He has to stop to smell them. Turtle sees that he has a huge lead. He knows he's going to win. He stops for a nice, cold glass of lemonade, and that's when he sees the hammock hanging between the two trees. He's exhausted from racing so fast, so he figures a quick nap will help him in the home stretch. Pete pedals past sees Turtle sleeping. That's cool, Pete thinks as he rides by as quietly as he can. Turtle must really be tired. I'm glad he's getting some rest. Grumpy Toad finds Turtle fast asleep. Wake up, Turtle, says Grumpy Toad. If you don't get back in the race, Pete is going to win. That's impossible, says Turtle, thinking it must be a joke. But it's no joke. Turtle presses a button and a rocket booster appears, making him go super duper fast. Vroom! But by the time Turtle nears the finish line, Pete has already won the race. How did you do it? Turtle asks. Slow and steady, says Pete. Maybe next time instead of racing, we can ride together. Great idea, says Turtle. What a great race. What a great day. Ah. The end. Pete the Cat. Play ball. Created by James Dean. Read aloud by Big Papa Scott. Here comes Pete the Cat. Pete has a mitt. He has a bat and a ball. What will Pete do today? Pete will play baseball. Today is the big game. The Rocks are playing the Rolls. Pete and his team get set. They play catch. They take turns hitting. It is time to play ball. The Rocks bat first. Pete waits for his turn. Crack! The batter hits the ball. He runs to first base. Way to go! Pete cheers. Batter up, says the umpire. Pete goes up to bat. The pitcher throws the ball. Pete swings the bat. He misses the ball. Strike one. The pitcher pitches again. Pete swings too high. Strike two. The pitcher winds up. He throws. Pete strikes out. But Pete is not sad. He did his best. Pete's friend Ben is up. Ben hits a home run. Way to go! Cheers Pete. The Rolls go up to bat. The Rocks go to the field. Crack! Here comes a fly ball. I've got it, calls Pete. The ball hits his mitt, but Pete drops it. He is not sad. He did his best. Another hit. This time Pete catches it, but he throws it too far. Pete is up at bat again. He wants to hit the ball. The first pitch is too low. Pete does not swing. Ball one. The next pitch is too high. Pete does not swing. Ball two. The third pitch is inside. The fourth pitch is outside. Pete gets 4 balls. Pete wanted to get a hit, but a walk is cool too. The next batter gets a hit. Pete runs as fast as he can. Pete wants to score, but he is out at home plate. Pete is not sad. He did his best. The game is over. The Rocks win 6-3. Way to go, calls Pete. Good game, the rocks say. Good game, the rolls say. Pete did his best. He had fun. What a great game. The end. Pete the Cat, Snow Days by James Dean. Read by Big Papa Scott. Pete the Cat wakes up and gets ready for school. He has show and tell today. There's no school today, says Pete's mom. It is a snow day. Hooray, yells Pete. Let's go sledding, says Pete. Great idea, says his brother Bob. Pete puts on his hat, boots, and mittens. I'm ready to go, he says. On the way, Pete makes snowballs. He throws one at Bob. Bob throws one back. Pete makes a snow cat. Snow days are way more fun than school days, he says. Sledding Hill, here we come, says Pete. He can't wait to get there. Pete waves to Callie. Come sledding with us, he says. The hill is big. Trey and Emma look small at the top. Crunch, crunch goes the snow as Pete, Bob, and Callie go up, up, up. Whee! They yell as they go down, down, down. I love snow days, says Pete. On the way home, Pete and Bob stop at Trey's house. The hot chocolate is yummy. What a fun day, says Pete. Tomorrow at school, I'll tell my class all about it. Pete wakes up to more snow. It's not a school day. It's another snow day. Pete makes a snow fort. He throws snowballs. He makes a snow dog. Then he has fun sledding. He can't wait to tell his teacher about it. But the next day is a snow day too. There's too much snow. Pete and Bob can barely even open the front door. Before you go sledding, please shovel a walk, says Mom. But shoveling is hard work. When Pete is done, he's too tired to go sledding. Pete misses his teacher. He misses the other cats in his class. Pete can't wait to go back to school tomorrow. But when Pete wakes up, it's snowing. Oh no, he says, not another snow day. Pete wants to go to school, so Pete plows the streets all by himself. The other cats rush outside. They help clear the snow. Everybody wants to go to school. The streets are clear and safe. The bus can drive. School is open. All the kids are excited to see their teacher. He has a snow day show and tell. When it's Pete's turn, he tells everyone about the fun he had in the snow. I love snow days, says Pete, but I love school best. The end. Pete the Cat, Scuba-Cat by James Dean. Read by Big Papa Scott. Pete the Cat is excited. He is going scuba diving. Pete puts on a mask and fins. He has a tank full of air. He hopes to see lots of fish. If you are lucky, you might see a seahorse, says Captain Joe. A seahorse, says Pete. I can't wait. I never saw one before. Their ridges look like a horse's mane, says Captain Joe. Groovy, says Pete. Pete jumps into the water. Splash! Down, down, down he goes. Up, up, up go the bubbles. Pete looks for a seahorse. He sees a swordfish. Pete swims out of its way. Pete waves to a stingray. It has a long, skinny tail. That's not a seahorse, thinks Pete. Pete looks high and low for a seahorse. Then he feels a tickle. Pete sees a school of fish. They all look alike, except for one. It puffs up. It is a blowfish. It is not a seahorse. Where could one be? Pete looks in the rocks. What is that? It is an octopus. It has 8 legs. It is not a seahorse. Pete feels a tickle. What could it be? Pete turns. He sees a cave. Is there a seahorse inside? Pete sees a crab with claws. A seahorse does not have claws, Pete thinks. The cave is getting darker. Pete feels a tickle. Then he sees an eel. Pete swims past it. It is too long to be a seahorse. Oh no! It is too dark to see. How will Pete get out? Pete sees a jellyfish. It glows in the dark. Pete is almost out of the cave. He sees an angelfish. It is very colorful. Pete is out of the cave. So why is it so dark? Pete is in a shadow. He is in a shadow of a whale. Yikes! Pete wishes he could jump on a seahorse and ride away. Pete hops on a sea turtle instead. It takes him to the boat. I did not see a seahorse, thinks Pete. He feels a tickle on his tail. A seahorse! Cries Pete. What a surprise! You were with me all along, says Pete. What a cool adventure. The end.